The next race on the HARC USA campaign is at Jennerstown Speedway, located in Jennerstown, Pennsylvania. A little over 60 miles away from Pittsburgh, Jennerstown is at most a small town housing around 600 to 800 people and a legendary racetrack. Jennerstown first opened up in the late 1920s, where it was originally called Jenner's Fairgrounds, in which the track back then was just a half-mile dirt oval, and all was well. Until World War II happened. But a few years after World War II ended, the track then transformed into a smaller, lighted dirt quarter-mile track built in the infield in 1953, which left the half-mile abandoned throughout the 50s and the early 60s, until eventually restored and used again in the mid-60s, until the half-mile closed again due to poor track conditions. Then, in 1967, local businessmen John Fraubau, Sam Torillo, Bill Filson, John Filson, Doc Winey, Harry Horn, and Piney Lasky would purchase the grounds and would pretty much rebuild the track into one of the fastest half-mile dirt ovals in the US at the time. Piney Lasky would later become the sole owner of the facility throughout the 70s and 80s. And then, in 1987, he would go on to pave the track in asphalt, where it has stayed since. From 1987 to 2006, the track will be host to 16 NASCAR Busch North Series races, Busch North, which is now known as ARCA East, 14 NASCAR Women Modified Tour races, 1 NASCAR Southeast Series race in 1992, and a multitude of various ASA events. Fast forward to the end of the 2008 season, and the track was starting to fall into pretty much a lot of disrepair, which eventually would lead to the track closing its gates in 2009. Then 2014 came around, and with much discussion with racers, race enthusiasts, and the new owners of the track, Jennerstown Speedway was back in business, and ever since, it has stayed. Today, Jennerstown has been host to many racing series. Those include the Cars Tour, the NASCAR Women Modified Tour, which returned in the last year in 2020, the International Super Modified Association, and some of Jennerstown's own local divisions, which include late models, modifieds, pro stocks, street stocks, chargers, fast fours, and some enduro events and some monster truck events at the track as well. While Jennerstown Speedway is still not a home track for any of these drivers in the HARC USA field, it is still going to be very exciting to see 32 cars tackle 150 laps here at this legendary track. And other than that, we will catch you next time.
Going side by side at the white flag. Bob Seneker has now led the 1 lap to go. He sneaks by on the inside. Joe Knott trying to hold that high line, getting a good drive. 2 great drivers, one of the younger ones and one of the veterans, going wheel to wheel out of the final turn. Who will get the stripe first? It is going to be sideways Bob Seneker over the pit wall, and it looked like he got the door of his car across the finish line first to take the checkered flag here. Joe Knott will be second. There is wreckage all over the track here at the end of this one. What a way to end the season.
Shades of Terry Labonte and Dale Earnhardt at Bristol earlier this year, and this one even more dramatic.